Before I roast the USGS, I think I should also say that I actually quite like them. I don't hate them at all, because the USGS, despite all its shortcomings, they are able to give us a lot of information, a lot of data, and I have spent countless hours just staring at their shake maps. Look at this, they are able to give us a list of real earthquakes that happened from today right up until the year of 1900. A lot of those earthquakes, especially if they're major, they have shake maps. And if those earthquakes are really major, you also have the faulting mechanism and the finite fault, which is a description on the size of the fault, how much it ruptured, and what kind of faulting it is. And of course, when you do feel an earthquake, you can submit a "Did you feel it" response. The last thing that I also like about them is their scenario catalog. Because while the main focus of scenarios is for disaster prevention, personally I find that scenarios are quite useful in that they're literally free video material. Because of course you all know in YouTube you're not supposed to monetize, or well, I guess you're allowed to, but it's sort of like a limited monetization at best of sensitive events. And scenarios, they're pretty brutal and they're interesting, but nobody dies, so they don't count as sensitive events, so it's literally free money for me. The best thing about USGS is that they're able to present all of this in a user-friendly website, a website that's nice to see and nice to use. Because it seems that not a lot of other websites are like this. Let's just take the EMSC, because that website is not nice to see and it's a pain to use. Okay, I guess I'm just not used to it, but still, it's just not as nice to use as the USGS. There is a reason why I'm making this video, because a few months ago I was making a video on a deep focus earthquake in Peru. It happened on the 26th of May 2022. It has a magnitude of 7.2 and a depth of 252 kilometers. So if you watch that video, the video does say that it's 218 kilometers. I guess they updated the website after I uploaded. However, as soon as I uploaded that video, some people were quick to point out that the video is wrong. And the issue is that the shaking near the epicenter is very weak actually. It's not strong, it's not very strong, it's actually weak. And there's video footage to confirm that.
Atención, en este momento hay un movimiento fuerte. La réplica, miren, es tan fuerte. Amables oyentes, no sé si en casa ustedes están notando. Hay un movimiento fuerte. Ojalá Dios quiera que no pase a mayores.
Before I criticize the USGS, I think it's best that I criticize myself first, because clearly I did not do enough research. Because I thought that flat slab subduction actually happened on southern Peru. It turns out it didn't happen, and this is confirmed by the fact that volcanoes do exist. It's a complicated subject that deserved its own video, but in summary, I did not know the geologic conditions of southern Peru all that well, or at least I thought I did, but turns out it's all wrong. Now, with that out of the way, I think I should also criticize the USGS, because, I mean, they're the experts here, and they sort of got it wrong. Let's take a look at their shake maps. Starting with the earthquake that we see earlier, we can see that the shake map showed intensity 5 shaking. However, as I said before, video footage actually doesn't confirm that, so that's wrong. And of course, there's also the 3 "Did you feel it" reports that admit that they felt very strong shaking at the epicenter. Well, turns out all of those seem to be lies, in fact, because the video footage does not confirm any of that. And then we get to the next problem. The shake maps are way too small. Because the thing with deep earthquakes is that they're felt at a much greater distance than shallow earthquakes. So in my opinion at least, the shake maps should also adapt to that and be larger. Because there are plenty of people who are outside the shake map zone but felt the earthquake. In fact, people in northern Chile, they actually felt the earthquake to be, let's just say, considerably stronger than the people at near the epicenter. And this is confirmed with video footage. My point here is that the USGS needs to make better shake maps, because the data for deep earthquakes actually exists. I'm actually going to show you 3 examples, all of them from a country with one of the densest network of seismometers in the world, and that is of course Japan. In fact, you know what, I think I'm just going to show you a sort of a side-by-side preview of the Japanese shake map and the USGS shake map. Not attacking or hating on the USGS at all, but I just think that they can do better. Like in the sense they make better, more accurate shake maps. Because we know what the interior of the Earth looks like, and we know how deep earthquakes behave, so there's not that much of an argument to make these inaccurate shake maps. I also say this because the USGS has such good user interface. As I said in the beginning, it's probably one of the best websites in terms of user friendliness, so I really don't want this user-friendly interface of a website to be wasted. Like, I just think if they keep making inaccurate shake maps, it's sort of wasted potential. However, it is not all bad, because at least when it comes to shallow and intermediate depth earthquakes, they are able to make mostly accurate shake maps. And before I end the video, I think I should put here a more accurate, sort of revised, remastered version of the previous video. So here it is.
Que tenemos algunos documentos con fechas recibidas. No es el hecho de que mucha gente... A ver, hay un movimiento en este momento, hay un movimiento fuerte aquí en los estudios, seguramente hay un movimiento fuerte que se ha sentido. La verdad he sentido que yo pensé que estaba mal atención, en este momento hay un movimiento fuerte. La réplica, miren, es tan fuerte. Amables oyentes, no sé si en casa ustedes están...
3.007 soles como profesor Pedro Castillo, y hoy gana sus 19.000 nuevos soles, ¿no?
Bien, estamos atravesando un pequeño temblor, amables televidentes, hay que tener suma paciencia, tranquilidad
en este momento.
Y bueno, se han adelantado que van a haber simulacros de sismo, entonces es muy importante que en su familia esté organizada. Felizmente a esta hora seguramente los niños están llegando hasta sus centros educativos, sí.
A tener la paciencia, la cordura.
Nosotros, imagínense, estamos en un tercer piso, estamos sintiendo un poquito más, ustedes algunos de repente están asustándose un poco, es parte de la naturaleza, simplemente hay que estar preparados, amables televidentes. Recuerden que este 31, si no me equivoco, va a haber un simulacro de sismo.
Son
para
casi 10 segundos
para
este
todos,
temblor,
¿no?
este movimiento que sigue todavía consecuente. Estamos ubicados nosotros en el cuarto piso de este honorable edificio.
Y recuerda, Víctor,
más aún el movimiento.
Recuerda, Víctor, que hace 37 años, un día como hoy, se produjo un terremoto aquí en la ciudad del Cusco. Entonces, mantengamos la calma todos, y si se puede salir ya de los edificios con mucha tranquilidad, ¿no?
Escucho, hable usted. Sí,
si podemos salir.
Hablando y parece que son los nervios más bien los desenvuelve usted.
Exacto, creo que sí funciona. Pero bueno, ya está calmando, la calma ya va llegando seguramente a sus hogares.
Esa agua se viene fuerte. Largo sin buena rica.
And that's all for the video. Thank you for watching.